Oh, ever so nice to be relaxing here in my living room dinge. I bumped into a person that I knew in high school and then college too. She was in my like an improv group that I was in like after school, and then in college we bumped into each other. We were both in the One Acts. So she kind of floated in and out of my existence for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. But it's been some years since I've seen her, and I bump into her in an interesting place. I'm at the food carts and I'm ordering coffee, and there she is, just right up front. And dude, if I recognize you but I haven't seen you for a while, it takes a lot for me to. I mean, not that it takes a lot. I just have to be in a particularly good mood if I'm going to point out like who I am and draw attention to the fact that we've met before. But who am I kidding? I'm Joe. Like, everybody remembers me if they meet me once. People that met me, like the doctors who delivered me, would recognize me now and be like, "You were the most extraordinary baby we ever delivered. You just slid right out of your mom with the most panache we've ever seen." Anyway, I go right up, and just right away from the way she's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I can just tell that she recognizes me, and I'm like, "Not too bad. How you doing?" She's like, "How's being Joe in 2022?" And that was a interesting question to get asked, because I think that we both had the same thing on our mind when she asked that question, which is that. But how I answered, I was like, it's not too bad, although I do think that a lot of people had certain expectations for the path that I would have taken and the place that I would be right now, and I did not quite take that route, at least not yet. And she's like, "Yeah, man, I thought that you would be famous by now." Yeah, I mean, it did give me that classic peaked in high school feeling. I mean, not even high school, just senior year. Senior year, I had to make up for all the nobody that I had made myself for the first 3 years, and I just won everything that year. And, yeah, I think there were some pretty high expectations for where I was going to go. And, I just told her honestly, I was like, "Yeah, but, I could be doing a lot worse. Maybe I haven't had, maybe I'm not famous and maybe I'm not a millionaire, but I've learned quite a deal about myself in the past 3 or 4 years, and it's quite possible I could have gone many, many years without learning a darn thing about myself." So, it's not like I was making a case for myself. She wasn't arguing with me, but, I was just like, "Yeah, but, remain optimistic," because I could tell that she was on a similar wavelength, and she even said to me afterward, "Yeah, my TikTok career failed to take off. I had one TikTok get like 1 million views, and then like nothing really ever found that success ever again." And all I was thinking was probably the same thing that people are thinking of me when I say that I feel like a bit of a failure, or like I didn't live up to expectations. I'm not turning out how I had planned. I'm thinking, well, I mean, you just keep posting TikToks. You risk nothing by making them. And, all that it takes is 1 or 2 or 3, just keep them snowballing. You've had past success. You've had proof of concept. Just keep going, man. And, I feel like there was just this really nice space between us. It's hard for me to talk about the inadequacy I feel with where I'm at in life. I mean, especially with adults, because they have 20 or 30 years of this behind them. I get that they've been through it too, and this is the only reason they say it, but like, it doesn't mean very much to me when adults give me the whole, "Oh, it'll get better, don't you worry." I'm like, okay, great, thanks. Is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be the day after? But something about being with somebody who's more or less in my similar position, because this girl's also very talented. She was always really funny, always had a ton of charisma, and I'm sure there's nothing wrong with where she's at, but I'm sure that she had fantasies about not being a barista at this time in her life, just the same way I had fantasies about where I'd be and how they're different, There was something about being with somebody who was on a similar place in life that I was, it was the first time that I just felt okay with where I am. I mean, I feel okay with being disappointed, right? I feel okay with being disappointed. I feel like a lot of people moralize it when I say, you know, I can be disappointed in where I am in life sometimes. They're like, no, it's of utmost moral need that you feel better about where you are. You have so much time. Start feeling better about it. It was just a really, really nice interaction. And hey, exactly what she said to me was like, you know, you're still young. You do still have time. But can it come more quickly?